It's true. It's not clickbait. I bought a Jeep Gladiator. If you just care about me talking about the Jeep and going over everything and talking about my thoughts and stuff like that, I'll put a timestamp down in the description, but I'm actually gonna go over to Fry's place right now because he's been working on an engine swap on his XJ Jeep. So I'm gonna go over there. He did a brief test startup over the weekend. I want to say that it's something that came out of like a Suburban or some truck, but I helped him out with it for a few hours this weekend, and I'm really stoked to see this thing finished up. He's been working on trying to, resolve all the problems and stuff like that. He actually bought a donor XJ where the guy had already done the swap, and so he's basically been swapping everything over from the donor car over to his XJ because he's done everything to his Jeep. It was strictly just like a little project car that some kid had done doing the LS swap. So that's why he wanted to swap over everything. But guys, I'm so stoked about this Jeep. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know that I used to have a Jeep. I had a 2015 JKU, so the 4-door Jeep, and I had it for like 3 years, and it was the right decision at the time, but I've always wanted to get back into a Jeep, and when they announced the Gladiator, oh man, I fell in love with it. I really, really wanted to get a Jeep Gladiator because I've been wanting to have a truck for a long time just because it's so much easier to move bikes around and stuff like that. I hate having to deal with trailers. And when they came out with a Jeep truck, man, I knew I had to have it. So it's been a long time coming, and I went through a lot of other SUVs and trucks and cars and stuff that I was considering getting instead of this, but when it came down to it, I knew that this is the one that I wanted to get. So in a little bit, we're gonna talk about it. I'll go over everything, tell you like why I made some choices on stuff. But right now, I'm gonna go stop by Fry's place, and we're gonna take a look at this LS swap. Oh, it looks like Dustin's here too. By the way, if you saw my first ride on a Harley, I briefly mentioned that he had another Harley in his garage that he had gotten from someone else that's just wanting them to keep their Harley in his garage, and he wants me to ride that one too. Maybe I'll get a ride on that. A lot of you guys said it out in the comments that you said that I should ride a Lowrider S to really get a good experience on a Harley. So I'm gonna try to find myself one of those too.
I can't do it. So
how's it going, boys?
Just flip it a little bit. What's up, dude?
It smells like gas in here. The exhaust.
It always smells like gas.
You are right. Why does it smell like gas in here though?
We cycled it.
Fry, oh, we're doing it now?
Well, we're about to.
Wait,
So,
first, while we're on the topic,
Oh, yeah.
he was testing something and he had the pump hooked up, and the hose was not clamped on, and
it blew up.
it blew up right in his face.
Right in my eyes
Right,
and everything.
yeah.
Hit the wall.
All over the walls. You can't see it anymore now. It all evaporated, but it was all over the place. All right, let's start this thing.
So hold on. I think we've got this side's working fine. The issue we're running in is everything on this side doesn't want to work properly for some reason. You'll hear it, but we're going to try and blip the throttle a little bit because our AFRs are actually decent.
I feel like you told me 1,000 different things that were wrong that you fixed.
I know. Like, we got fuel pressure. It's consistently low, but I guess I'll blame that on the gauge.
Okay, so this is another janky thing that we need to talk about in a minute here.
It's connecting.
We'll explain that in a second.
Ready?
Yep.
I'm ready.
It's smelling a little hot.
Yeah, you got a leak right there.
No, Dustin spilled oil on
That's
that.
That's my fault.
Dang, man.
Dude, that sounds good.
Yeah. My neighbors are probably like, what?
They're starting so many vehicles.
The only one I don't want to worry about is this neighbor because he's got kids that are probably taking naps.
Oh yeah. So here's the engine and transmission that came out of his old one.
For sale.
Here's the donor car, also for sale. Here's a Supermoto, also for sale. There's a CBR at my house, that's his. That
Maybe
is
not be for sale.
maybe not.
I'm having a hard time letting something like that go. without the front bumper and the front clip, check out this approach angle. It's actually kind of coming together now. Exhaust, cooling, power steering.
I'm filming my Jeep Gladiator announcement video.
When are we putting one of these in? We're gonna put one of these, or we're gonna put a 6.4.
We're gonna put a Dodge Demon in it. If you think I should do a swap on the Gladiator, let me know. Alrighty, I gotta go.
Have fun.
Thank you for letting me experience it. How many more months is it gonna be until it's ready? Your goal should be to finish it by my birthday. You've got a week and a half. All right, see you, man. If anyone wants to get me a supercharger for my Jeep for my birthday, hit me up. Let's go find a spot and we'll talk about the Jeep. I'll show it off and I'll go over all the decisions that I made, and you guys can let me know what you think of it. All right, so let's go over my new Jeep Gladiator. It is a 2021 Jeep Gladiator. It's the Sport S trim. So basically, Sport S is just a Sport with their S package, which basically just give you the color matched fender flares. It gives you power windows, the heated mirrors, power tailgate. I think that's about it. There may be a couple other little things. There's just a few packages or options that I wanted to add. And so what I did was basically do a search on the Jeep website and basically just like cycle through the zip codes through the entire US. And I just sent out emails to all the dealerships that had the exact build or had at least the specific options that I wanted. And I just found the one that could give me the lowest price. That happened to be one in Missouri. So here is the window sticker. Like I said, you got the preferred package 24S. That's just the S package. That's why it's a Sport S. So you got you got a premium bumper, body color fender flares, DRLs, leather wrap steering wheel, tint, power windows, power tailgate, speed sensitive power locks, power heated mirrors, and automatic headlights. Then I also wanted the cold weather group, which gives you the heated seats and the heated steering wheel. I really want to do some trips up into the mountains and stuff like that. Plus, even when it's just like 40 degrees here, it's still a nice thing to have. I got the popular equipment package. That comes with the technology group, which upgrades the screen in the middle to the 7-inch touch screen, which I didn't necessarily absolutely need because I plan on changing the screen later on with an aftermarket unit from Alpine that's specifically made for the Jeep, and it's like, I want to say it's either 9 or 11 inches. It's huge and it's really, really nice. So I was planning on upgrading that anyways. It also comes with the convenience group, which is basically just the garage door opener. Obviously, like I just put a little handheld one up there, but I just like having it built in. But the reason I went with the that popular equipment package is basically because a lot of the Jeeps just standard come equipped with that package, so you kind of end up finding those anyways. It also comes with the hardtop. I would prefer the white one, the color matched one, but you can only get that on the Overland and above. You can't get it on a Sport. It also comes with the tow package, which I needed, and the remote start system. And then the other two things that I got were the auxiliary switch group, which adds these switches right here that you can basically add any sort of controls that you want. So if I wanted to control different lights around the Jeep that I add later on, I can hook those up to that. It also comes with an upgraded alternator and an upgraded battery. So it's just a nice thing to have. And then the last thing was the 8-speed automatic transmission. I know some people gave me slack for getting an automatic on my 2015 JKU. I love having the automatic on here. I like manuals on sports cars, but even off-road, having an automatic is really, really nice. And the 8-speed that they have hooked up to these is just really, really nice. So I had the automatic on my 2015, but that was only either a 5 or a 6-speed. Compared to that, this is so nice. I was surprised how smooth this was to drive because I drove it like 800 miles back to Texas from Missouri. The quality of the interior and the ride quality of this compared to my 2015, and obviously this is the Gladiator, not the Wrangler, but you would think that this would be worse. So I haven't driven a JL, the new Wrangler, but I'm guessing that that's even better than the Gladiator. And the fact that this drives so much better than my Wrangler did, it's so nice. I'm really, really happy with this so far. Obviously it's a Jeep, it's boxy, so you have a ton of wind noise if you're at highway speed, but it's something that, if you're buying a Jeep, you're gonna deal with. So it is what it is. It's not crazy bad. It has a little bit better insulation and the windshield is sloped a little bit more than on the old Wrangler. So it's better. It's not great, but it's better. The only things that I would say that I wish I had were the premium lighting group, which gives you the LED stuff all around. That's not a crazy thing because I'm probably going to be replacing lights anyways. So that was my whole thing with getting the Sport S. I originally was looking at getting an Overland, and there's some things that you can only get on the Overland that you can't get on this, like the color match top. But when it came down to it, my goal with this was to get something as cheap as possible because I'm going to be replacing so much of it later on. So obviously the wheels and tires are, you know, just super basic. That's all going to get changed. The bumper, I mean, it comes with an upgraded bumper, but it's not like color matched or anything like that. That's okay. I'm going to be replacing the bumper. I do really like the Rubicon hood. So that's probably something I'll switch to later on, but you can't get that on here. There are a couple things that I did kind of want from the factory, but I didn't get. One of them was the cargo rail system with the outlet in the truck bed. That is something that's really nice, but almost no like pre-ordered trucks, like trucks that just dealerships get, come with that. It's almost always something that you have to custom order. Otherwise, you're just not going to get it. It has a little outlet. See that black square right there? That's where it would be. I've seen an aftermarket solution for that. Kind of just like a DIY thing, so it's not a huge issue, but it is something that I kind of wish that I had. The other thing was doing a bed liner. That's something I can do aftermarket. Also, there's a insulated headliner that you can get from the factory that I kind of wanted, but that's something that I can also do aftermarket, so that's not really an issue. I love how the Gladiator looks, but mainly because I can see what the Gladiator can become. I definitely accept a lot of the criticism that people have for how the Gladiator looks. I think you really do have to do stuff to this in order to really bring out the looks that you can get out of this truck. But I'm excited. I loved my 2015 Jeep. It introduced me to off-roading and the Jeep community, and that's something that I really missed. And I just, now that I have kids and they're, you know, getting a little bit older that we can actually go do those kinds of things, I'm really excited to get back into the Jeep life and take this thing off-roading, and especially because you guys know Fry has multiple Jeeps. And when I had my 2015, he didn't have a Jeep of his own. He had also actually moved out of Austin, so he wasn't really around. So we didn't get to do that stuff together. But now that he has his own, now that I've got mine, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun doing trips out to Hidden Falls, which is the local off-road park, and then hopefully doing some longer trips and stuff like that. If you guys wanna see a kind of like a build plan for this, I can make that video and go over like a lot of the general vision that I have for the build. I will say, going the overland route, I really want this to be something that I can take overlanding, go on long trips with it, go in pretty much any sort of environment, not necessarily like gear it towards rock crawling or anything like that. Kind of just an all-around Gladiator. The other thing is that my JKU was on 38s and a 3.5 inch lift, and I will be going bigger. So those are the two little teaser things that I'll let you guys know about before any build video if you guys want to see that. So let me know down in the comments if that's something that you guys want to see, and let me know what you think about it. Like I said, I've been wanting a truck for a long time because I really like the functionality of being able to transport my bikes around in a pinch without having to deal with finding a trailer, storing a trailer, any sort of deal with that. I hate dealing with trailers, and when I don't have to, I don't want to. So having a truck bed when I need it is gonna be really nice. Obviously, for like actual rock crawling and stuff like that, it's not as functional, but I think as an overlanding vehicle, the Gladiator is definitely the way to go. So it works out for me. I got my truck bed, I got my Jeep, and I'm pretty excited. I'm sure I'll make some sort of review video after I've had the Jeep for a couple months. Let me actually show you the interior real quick. Like I said, the fit and finish of this over my Wrangler, the previous generation, is just so much better. Everything just looks so much more upscale. It's really nice. I'm a huge fan. So that's it. Again, any questions, leave them down in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video or if it helped you out. And I'll see you guys in the next one.